In the quiet moments when the world feels like it's pulling apart at the seams, we find a strange, heavy comfort in the words of Psalm 34:18, where it tells us that the Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. You and I have both known those seasons where the soul feels less like a solid vessel and more like a collection of fragments held together by sheer will. We often feel this pressure to present a finished, polished version of ourselves to the world, don't we? We think we need to wait until the crying stops, until the dust settles, or until we have finally figured out the solution to our problems before we can step into the light of the Father's presence. But what if our brokenness isn't a barrier at all? What if those very cracks are the doorways through which God chooses to enter? When we sit together in this space, we aren't looking for a quick fix or a motivational boost. We are looking for a hand to hold in the dark. We are acknowledging that being crushed isn't the end of our story, but rather the moment where the Savior moves in closest. You might be carrying a grief that has no name, or a disappointment that has settled deep into your bones. Perhaps you feel as though you are walking through a fog where every step is uncertain. I want you to know that it is okay to be weary. It is okay to not have the words. Our faith isn't measured by how well we can keep it all together, but by how honestly we can admit that we are falling apart. In this shared silence, let's breathe out the need to be perfect. Let's look at the scattered pieces of our lives and realize that the Lord isn't standing far off, waiting for us to clean up the mess. He is right here in the middle of the debris, reaching out with a love that doesn't demand explanations. We are invited to just be. We are invited to let our hearts beat in rhythm with His grace, trusting that even in the shattering, there is a design we cannot yet see. Together, we are stepping away from the noise of our own expectations and moving toward the quiet, steady warmth of a Father who has never once looked away from our pain. We are finding that His nearness is our only true requirement. As we open our spirits, we realize that healing is not a destination we reach by working harder, but a gift we receive by letting go. We are leaning into the truth that our value isn't found in our wholeness, but in whose hands we are held. My dear Lord, I come before you in the stillness, feeling the weight of my own humanity more than usual today. My King, my heart feels like a landscape that has been weathered by many storms, and I find myself standing in your presence with nothing but my honesty. I lift my eyes to you, Jesus, remembering how your word in Psalm 34:18 reminds me that you are close to those of us whose hearts are breaking. I feel that nearness, now like a gentle warmth against the coldness of my worries. I surrender this entire day to you, Father. I lay down the heavy burden of trying to control things that were never mine to carry. I give you the mistakes I made yesterday and the anxieties I have about tomorrow. Please take my fatigue and my restless thoughts, and in their place, give me your peace. I don't want to walk a single step today without your hand in mine. Lead me, Father in heaven, through the tasks that await me. When I feel overwhelmed by my work or the needs of my family, please be the quiet strength that rises within me. I pray for my children and those I love, asking that your protection would be like a hedge around them, keeping their hearts safe and their spirits bright. Grant me the wisdom to speak words of kindness and the patience to listen when others are hurting. I ask for your healing touch on the parts of my soul that still feel raw and tender. You know the memories that sting and the hopes that have been deferred. I place them all in your capable, loving hands, trusting that you are mending me in ways I cannot see. My King, I am grateful that I don't have to be strong for you. Thank you for loving me in my weakness and for being the anchor that holds when the ground beneath me feels like it's shifting. I choose to trust your timing and your plan, even when the path ahead is obscured by shadows. Fill me with your light, Jesus, so that I might reflect your love to everyone I encounter today. I am yours, and I am safe in your care. My dear Lord, I find such rest in the shadow of your wings. I thank you for the breath in my lungs and the hope that is slowly rising within me like the morning light. I ask that you would quiet the voices of doubt that try to tell me I am not enough. Remind me, Father, that my worth is secure in you. As I step out into the world, help me to carry this stillness with me. Let your Spirit guide my feet that I do not stumble. I give you my hands to do your work and my heart to love your people. I am placing everything, my fears, my dreams, and my very life, into your keeping. May your will be done in me today, with a peace that remains no matter what the day brings. I am listening for your voice in the quiet and in the chaos. Stay with me, Jesus. Be my vision when I cannot see, and my song when I have forgotten how to sing. I rest in the promise of your constant presence. We are moving now from that initial, raw acknowledgement of our brokenness into a space where we can actually begin to breathe again. We are stepping into the stream of something much larger than our own strength, leaving behind the heavy, suffocating feeling of being trapped by our past. When we talk about healing, we often focus so much on the wound itself that we forget to look at the medicine being offered to us every single time the sun clears the horizon. It is a strange thing about being human that we tend to hoard our mistakes, stacking them up like old, dusty books in the corners of our minds. And then we wonder why the air feels so thin and why our spirits feel so heavy. We wake up, and the first thing we do is reach for those old books, reading the chapters of our failures over and over, until they become the only story we know how to tell about ourselves. But you and I are invited to a different kind of morning, one where the old stories are allowed to fall away. In the Book of Lamentations, specifically in chapter 3, verses 22 and 23, we are given that beautiful promise that because of the Lord's great love, we are not consumed, for his compassions never fail. They are new every morning. Great is your faithfulness. I want us to really think about what that means for us right now, in the messy reality of our current lives. It suggests that the mercy God offers us isn't just a leftover bit of pity from yesterday, and it isn't a finite resource that might run out if we ask for too much. Instead, it is a fresh, living current. It is like a river that has been flowing long before we arrived and will continue long after we are gone, and our only job is to step into it. We often think of mercy as something we only need when we've done something terribly wrong, but mercy is actually the very air that a broken spirit needs to survive. It is the grace that says, I see you exactly as you are, and I am still here. When we embrace this truth, the way we see our brokenness begins to change. We start to realize that our cracks aren't just places where we failed, they are the places where the river of God's compassion can finally enter in. If we were perfectly whole and self-sufficient, we might never feel the need for that cool, refreshing water. But in our thirst, in our exhaustion, and in our recognition that we cannot fix ourselves, we find the source of life. You might be sitting there feeling like you've used up your allotted amount of grace. Or perhaps you feel like your mistakes are too repetitive for God to keep forgiving. We often project our own human limitations onto the Father, imagining him getting frustrated or impatient with us just like we do with ourselves. Yet the promise is clear. The compassions never fail. They are new, they are fresh, they are waiting for you at the start of every single dawn, regardless of how you slept or what you did before your eyes closed. My King, I find myself lingering in this quiet space, letting the reality of your word wash over the tired places in my heart. I read about your great love, and I am humbled by the realization that I am still here, still breathing, and still invited to talk with you. I am not consumed by my worries or my failures only because your hand has been holding me up, even when I didn't have the strength to stand. I look back at the path I've walked to get to this moment, and I see so many times where I could have been lost, yet your mercy was there like a hidden path in the woods. Thank you, my dear Lord, for the simple fact that you never grow tired of me. I'm so grateful that your love isn't based on my performance or my ability to keep my life looking perfect. You see the hidden rooms of my heart, the parts I try to lock away from everyone else, and you meet me there with a kindness that I can hardly understand. I want to be honest with you, Father in heaven, about the ways I have wandered. I am sorry for the times I let my heart grow cold and cynical because I was trying to protect myself from more pain. I apologize for the moments when I chose to believe the lies of my own shame rather than the truth of your forgiveness. I have spent so much energy trying to earn my way into your favor, forgetting that your grace is a gift that was already paid for by Jesus. Please forgive me for the times I have been quick to judge others while being desperate for your mercy myself. I surrender the guilt that I've been carrying like a heavy stone in my pocket. I don't want to hold on to it anymore. I choose to believe that when you say my sins are washed away, they are truly gone. I ask that you would help me to forgive myself, just as you have already forgiven me. Cleanse my thoughts, my King, and replace my self-criticism with a gentle rhythm of your Spirit. My dear Lord, as I sit here in the flow of your renewed mercy, I ask that you would begin to heal the specific areas of my life that feel shattered. I bring my relationships to you, those places where misunderstandings have built walls and where words have left scars. I ask for the grace to be a person of peace. Give me the humility to reach out where there has been distance and the wisdom to know when to speak and when to stay silent. I pray that your compassion would flow through me to those around me so that I might love them with the same patience you show to me. In my work and my daily responsibilities, please take away the frantic need to prove myself. Help me to work with a sense of purpose and rest, knowing that my value isn't tied to my productivity, but to my identity as your child. Jesus, I lift up the physical and emotional pain that I've been trying to ignore. You know the parts of my body that are tired and the parts of my mind that are anxious. I ask for your healing touch to move through me like a gentle breeze, bringing relief and restoration. I pray for a breakthrough in the situations that feel stuck, the financial burdens, the difficult decisions, and the long-term struggles that seem to have no end in sight. I am placing my trust in your faithfulness, which your word says is great. I don't need to see the whole map. I just need to know that you are the one leading the way. Help me to recognize your mercy in the small things today, in a kind word from a friend stranger in the beauty of the world around me, or in a moment of unexpected peace. Father, I ask that you would keep my heart soft. Don't let the hardships of this life turn me into someone I was never meant to be. Instead, use these very trials to make me more like you, I want to walk through this day with a spirit of gratitude, noticing the ways you are providing for me even before I think to ask. I thank you for the roof over my head, the food on my table, and the people who walk alongside me. I thank you for the gift of this new morning and the chance to start again with a clean slate. My King, I am resting in the truth that your love is the most solid thing in my life. Everything else might change, but your compassions will never fail. I am stepping out into this day not in my own fading strength, but in the boundless energy of your grace. I am ready to see where you will lead me, knowing that your mercy is flowing toward me and through me, every step of the way. I find such comfort, my dear Lord, in the way you don't ask me to be anyone other than who I am right now. You don't wait for me to reach a certain level of holiness before you offer me your hand. You meet me in the middle of my mess, in the very center of my brokenness, and you tell me that I am enough because you are enough. I want to live today out of that place of security. I want to be so rooted in your love that when the storms of the day come, I am not shaken. I am asking for a heart that is quick to repent and even quicker to trust. Let your peace be the guard over my mind, silencing the whispers of the enemy that try to steal my joy. I am choosing to believe that today is a day of miracles, not because I am great, but because your faithfulness is great. Jesus, let your mercy be the lens through which I see the world today. When I see someone who is struggling, remind me that I too am a recipient of your grace. When I feel frustrated by the flaws of others, remind me of how gently you deal with my own. I want to be a vessel of your compassion, a place where others can find a reflection of your kindness. I give you my schedule, my plans, and my expectations. If you want to change them, I am willing to follow. I just want to stay close to you, Father. I want to hear your voice above the noise of the world. Thank you for this conversation, for this moment of connection, and for the way you are already working in the hidden parts of my soul to bring about beauty from the ashes. I am yours, my King, and I am resting in your unfailing love. As I move from this quiet place of prayer into the activity of the day, I carry with me the assurance that your mercy isn't going anywhere. It will be there in the difficult meeting. It will be there in the lonely afternoon, and it will be there when I finally lay my head down tonight. I don't have to worry about running out of your grace because the source is infinite. I am letting go of the need to understand everything, and instead, I am holding on to the promise that you are good and that your mercy endures forever. I am grateful for the way you are mending my heart piece by piece, and I am looking forward to the ways you will show your faithfulness today. Lead me on, my dear Lord, in the path of life. I pray for the courage to be vulnerable with you throughout the day, not just in this morning hour. If I feel myself slipping back into old patterns of fear or anger, I ask that your Spirit would gently nudge me back to the river of your mercy. Remind me to take a breath and remember that I am forgiven. Remind me that I don't have to carry the weight of the world on my shoulders. I am so glad that I am not in charge of my own redemption, but that it is your work from start to finish. I am simply the one who receives, and I receive your love now with open hands. I thank you for the peace that is settling into my bones, a peace that the world didn't give and that the world cannot take away. Father in heaven, I ask that you would bless the work of my hands today. May everything I do be an act of worship and a response to the mercy you have shown me. Whether I am doing chores or leading a team or caring for a loved one, Let it all be done with a heart that is light and a spirit that is free. I am no longer a slave to my past. I am a witness to your power to make all things new. I am excited to see how you will use my brokenness to help someone else who is hurting. I am trusting that nothing in my life is wasted, and that every tear I've shed is being turned into a seed of hope. Thank you for being my King, my Savior, and my closest friend. I am walking out into this day with my head held high, not because of what I have done, but because of whose I am. In every moment that follows, Jesus, I want to remain aware of your presence. I don't want to just pray this prayer and then forget you until tomorrow. I want to live in a constant state of dialogue with you. Thank you for the quiet confidence that comes from knowing I am loved with an everlasting love. I am placing my trust in the greatness of your faithfulness, which never wavers and never fades. I am ready for the new things you have for me today. I am ready to see the mercy that is waiting around every corner. I love you, my Lord, and I give you this day in its entirety, trusting that you will lead me home to your heart. I am mindful of the fact that I don't have to feel your mercy for it to be real. Even if my emotions are still catching up to the truth, I stand on the rock of your word. I am choosing to believe the truth over my feelings. I am choosing the river over the desert. I am choosing your light over my darkness. Thank you for being the God of second chances and third chances and 1,000 chances after that. My soul is at rest because you are in control. I am stepping forward now, leaving the shadows behind and walking straight into the warmth of your new morning. Walking out from the quiet sanctuary of our own hearts, we begin to realize that the light we have gathered in these moments isn't meant to be kept behind closed doors. You and I have been sitting here together, peeling back the layers of our own weariness and letting the mercy of the Father settle into the cracks of our souls. It is a beautiful, humbling thing to recognize that our journey toward healing is never a path we walk entirely alone. When we talk about our brokenness, we sometimes feel like we are the only ones who have ever carried this specific weight or felt this particular ache in the center of our being. But as we step further into this conversation with our Creator, we start to notice that the mercy flowing toward us is meant to be a river that overflows its banks. We are part of a vast, breathing tapestry of human experience where every single thread of pain is being woven into a much larger and more significant story. I want us to take a moment together to think about the people who might have crossed our minds while we were speaking to God. Perhaps it was a friend who is struggling with a silent illness, or a neighbor who just lost someone they loved, or even a stranger we passed on the street who looked like they were carrying the weight of the entire world on their shoulders. Our healing is not a private treasure for us to guard. It is a spring that is meant to water the dry and thirsty ground around us. When we finally find our footing in the grace of Jesus, we naturally feel this desire to reach out and steady someone else who might be stumbling. We are discovering that our greatest strength often comes from the very places where we were once the most fragile. As we prepare to close this time together, I invite you to widen the circle of your heart with me. Let's bring those names and those faces into this sacred space, trusting that the same Father who is mending us is also moving in their lives with the same tenderness. We aren't just wishing for their well-being. We are standing in the gap for them, offering up our shared faith as a bridge for them to cross over into a place of peace. We are learning that as we pour out what we have received, the source never runs dry. Instead, it seems to grow deeper and more powerful. My King, I lift my heart now in a prayer that reaches beyond my own needs and my own small world. I am thinking of the person waking up today in a hospital bed, feeling the sterile coldness of the room and the heavy, oppressive silence of their own fears. Please, Jesus, make your presence known to them in a way that defies all human logic. Let them feel the warmth of your hand resting on theirs, and give them a quiet courage that sustains them through every difficult test and every uncertain procedure. I pray for those who are currently trapped in the thick darkness of depression or the suffocating grip of anxiety, where even the simplest task feels like a mountain they cannot climb. My dear Lord, be the light that breaks through their fog. Whisper to their spirits that they are seen, that they are precious, and that their life has profound meaning even when they cannot feel it. I lift up families that are fractured by long-held anger or years of silence. Father, move through those homes like a gentle restorer, softening hearts that have grown hard and opening doors of communication that have been bolted shut for too long. I pray for the parents who are deeply worried about their children, asking that you would be the steady guide for those young hearts, protecting them from the heavy pressures of this world and drawing them back to your own heart. Father in heaven, I am also mindful of those who are facing the ruins of their finances or the sudden loss of their livelihoods. In a world that constantly tries to measure our worth by what we possess or what we do, please remind them that their true value is hidden safely in you. Provide for their needs in unexpected and miraculous ways, and give them the deep peace that comes from knowing you are the great provider who sees every sparrow that falls. I pray for the leaders of our communities and our world, asking for the gift of true wisdom and a spirit of genuine service. May they seek the good of the vulnerable and walk in the path of integrity. For those who are grieving a loss that feels far too big to bear, be the comforter who sits with them in the ash heap of their sorrow. I ask that you would slowly turn their mourning into a quiet, resilient hope, and their deep sadness into a sense of your eternal perspective. We are all so interconnected, Jesus, and I ask that your love would ripple through our lives today, touching people we may never even meet, but who are in desperate need of a sign that they are loved. My dear Lord, I want to tell you with a sincere heart how much I trust you. I am not saying this because everything in my life is perfect or because I have all the answers I've been seeking. I'm saying it because I have seen your faithfulness in the middle of the most imperfect moments. I believe with all my being that you are working all things together for my good, even the chapters of my story that seem confusing or painful right now. I believe that my brokenness is not a waste, but a testimony that is still being written by your hand. I am standing firm on the promise that you will never leave me and you will never forsake me. My King, I am choosing to believe that your plans for me are plans of peace and not of harm, meant to give me a future and a hope that cannot be shaken by circumstances. I don't have to see the end from the beginning because I know the one who holds both the beginning and the end in his hands. I am leaning all my weight on your character today, knowing that you are kind, you are just, and you are infinitely loving. Even on the days when I cannot feel your presence, I trust that you are active and moving, shifting mountains on my behalf and preparing the path before I even take a step. I give you this day, Father. Every hour that passes, every minute that ticks by, and every single breath I take is yours. I'm not going to run ahead of you in my impatience, nor will I lag behind because of my fear. I want to walk in perfect step with your spirit. If I face a challenge today that makes my heart race or my hands shake, I will stop and remember that you are already there, waiting for me in the middle of the difficulty. If I am blessed with a moment of pure, unexpected joy, I will stop and give you the praise, acknowledging that every good gift comes from your hand. I am letting go of my desperate need to be understood by everyone else and finding my rest in the reality of being fully known and fully loved by you. My King, be my vision in the moments when the path is blurry. Be my strength when I am weary and my song when I have every reason to be joyful. I am placing my hand in yours, like a small child trusting a father, ready to go wherever you lead me without hesitation. I am confident that your goodness and your mercy will follow me every single day of my life, and I thank you for starting that work afresh in me this very morning. Stay close to me, my dear Lord, as I move from this quiet space into the noise of the world. Let your peace be the last thing I think of before I speak to others, and the first thing I feel when I am sitting in silence. I am yours, now and forever. May your name be glorified in everything I do, in every word I say, and in everything I am. I ask that you would sharpen my ears to hear your whispers throughout the day, so that I don't miss the small ways you are trying to guide me. Whether I am in a crowded room or a lonely office, remind me that I am a carrier of your light. Let my life be a place where others can catch a glimpse of your mercy. I am letting go of my anxieties about the future and my regrets about the past, and I am choosing to live fully in this present moment with you. You are my anchor, my shield, and my very best friend. I trust you with the people I love, the work I do, and the dreams I carry. Lead me on, Father, into the life you have prepared for me, and help me to walk with a heart that is light and a spirit that is free. I am ready for whatever this day holds because I am walking it with you. In the beautiful, holy, and life-giving name of Jesus, I pray. Amen.